Today, we are looking at Dragon Warrior for the NES. Dragon Warrior was released by Enix Corporation on the NES in 1989. The Dragon Lord has captured a princess and stolen Edric's powerful ball of light. You have the most dangerous task to rescue the king's daughter and recover the mystic ball of light. Your mission is deadly, but it is your fate. Prophets have long foretold your coming. 3 keepers await your journey, each ready to aid you with a mystic item of great power. Gather the 3 objects. Scribes will record your deeds. Use cunning and wisdom to record your commands. Gain experience, weapons, and armor as you battle your way through the world. Remember, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button as it helps us this channel grow. And don't forget to hit the notification button for all future videos. So, how is Dragon Warrior today? Here is our review of Dragon Warrior for the NES. Long ago, after defeating an enemy with the help of a weapon known as the Balls of Light, the mythical hero Edric brought the light back to the world that had become dark. A mysterious dragon has been becoming more and more powerful, with the intention of becoming the most powerful being ever. He kidnaps the Balls of Light from the original king's descendant, unleashing monsters and bringing darkness back to the world. Not even satisfied with this level of devastation, he takes the princess, the king's only daughter, to further aggravate the situation. He adopts the name Dragon Lord and proclaims himself the King of Kings. Dragon Warrior has a decent gameplay, but it doesn't stand out beyond the basics. The controls are easy to use. To move or navigate the menu, just press the button on the directional pad. To accept or decline, press A or B. Being forced to heal is a bit annoying because the menu takes a while to access your spells. There is no overarching directive. Instead, in order to open a chest, the user must navigate to the menu to choose Take. One must enter the menu and choose the door option once more in order to open a door. And you have to open the menu to choose stairs in order to use the stairs. For the combat system, few spells are truly useful in combat, and the majority of them are ineffective from a tactical standpoint, making fighting reduced to a sparring match with healing. You're left with an incredibly simple system when you combine this with a list of items that is so small that it could be written on the back of one's hand. Additionally, there are no parties or anything in this sort of game. Every fight the hero engages is one-on-one combat with a single monster. There are never any kind of exceptions. This renders the battle tactics even more basic and nearly insufficient when compared to other RPG games, such as Final Fantasy. Dragon Warrior's graphics, coming from 1986, are by no means comparable in any meaningful way to the stunning visuals of the modern gaming world. But how do they compare to the visuals of the world into which it was released? I would say the graphics are still pretty decent today. Although the characters only have 2 frames of animation, they all seem to be rather choppy despite their generally well done appearance, and an extra feature that wasn't present when the game was first released in that the player's sprites display his sword and shield. However, the complete lack of variety in this game is a fatal flaw that prevents it from being excellent in the sprite department. All the clerics and wizards have the same appearance, the shopkeepers are all the same, and the guards are divided into just 2 types, distinguished only by differences in weapons and color. All of this results in a constant appearance across all of the towns. Regrettably, the world map and the towns have the same issue. No variation exists at all for a particular square of a type. Even though the bricks and trees look like bricks and trees, the material used to construct each building is the same as the last. no matter where on the map or in the town there is a section of forest. It is always made up of exactly 2 trees that are the same as one another. However, it is important to understand that despite being uniform, the presentation is not ugly. The terrain in this game is simply lacking, much like the character sprites. Although not as good as Final Fantasy's soundtrack, Dragon Warrior's sound is still far from perfect. In spite of this, it remains far better than the majority of the NES games in many aspects. It has a very small song catalog, but even with that, the audio is still done very well. The music varies from very catchy and well-structured songs to the incredibly irritating theme that the player is sadly forced to listen throughout the entire game. Aside from the music, we have a generic collection of sound effects that are present at most, if not all, of the retro RPGs. This includes the menu box's continuous beeping, the bump heard whenever the foolish warrior tries to run into a wall, the sound that plays whenever the character casts a spell, and many more. These don't really have any distinguished qualities that set them apart from their counterparts in other games. The game has a strong plot, decent but straightforward gameplay, passable graphics, a fair amount of difficulty, and a really good audio. It didn't really fall short in any area, but it also did not succeed in any area. Why therefore it did not endure over time. The lack of perspective provided by other, more recent, innovative role-playing games that would be released later is probably the reason for the response. In terms of difficulty, Dragon Warrior is an intriguing example. On the one hand, it is a very simple game, but on the other, it can be a little difficult. So, if you like role-playing games, then I would say, yeah, this is definitely still worth playing today, just to see how far the RPGs have become since the original days of the Nintendo. It truly tilts the otherwise metacore games, and it demonstrates how far the role-playing games genre has come and is a classic in the gaming industry. Overall, RPGs really aren't my type of games usually, but I still did have some fun with this. That's why Dragon Warrior for the NES is getting a 7.5 out of 10. What did you think about Dragon Warrior for the NES? Please leave comments below to share your thoughts. That would do it for this episode. We do live streams throughout the week, mostly games from the Xbox or the Nintendo Switch, and we also do retro games throughout the week as well. And remember, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up for your support. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you here in the next episode. Have a great day.